Well, ladies and gentlemen, as the bell rings, the crowd is chanting, "Let's make history," and that is exactly what we're doing here at Evolve or Dissolve.
Brad West, I love this crowd. Loving this first ever show by Pro Wrestling Darwin. This is the Evolve or Dissolve main event, the final matchup in the Super Triad series. Dare I say, actually, the first ever Super Triad series. This is a historic matchup right here. One of these men will be the winner because, of course, both men are one win apiece.
Locking up in the center of the ring now, Marcus Pitt, definitely the more powerful of the two.
And the most well-rested as well. Of course, McGavin did attack him with a chair, but the match was short-lived. David Storm, of course, he had a hell of a fight at the start of the show against McGavin.
And it doesn't look like Marcus Pitt. It looks like he's had some time to recover, probably iced up that leg. And it doesn't look like he's favouring his leg too much. You may see a slight little limp here or there, but no, it looks like he's walking fine.
Should make for that much more of a great contest. But to tell the tale of these two wrestlers goes back a very long way. These two individuals have wrestled each other many, many times over in Western Australia. Of course, both men are former 5-time EPW champions as well. No other wrestlers have had that championship that many times. And it's very fitting to get these two who know each other so well to be a part of this very first show for Pro Wrestling Darwin.
Marcus Pitt now looking like he was going to give somewhat of a clean break, but just shoving David Storm in the chest. A little bit of mind games going on here.
Didn't take too long for Tempest to flare All-Star. Oof. Oh. Here we go. It's on.
Right into it.
That's what we want.
Charles O'Brien now trying to get in between these two men. I do not suggest doing that.
Mad. What the hell would you want to get between these two?
Well, he's trying to keep order in Pro Wrestling Darwin here, but oh, that's what you get for your efforts.
Wow. Oh, and again. Down goes referee Giles O'Brien. Of course, we saw in the natural selection elimination matchup what things can happen when a referee's not around.
Well, I guess there's no 10 counts happening right now.
Not at all.
Marcus Pitt now on top of David Storm on the outside. Oh, big chop.
What a knife-edge chop to the chest of the Godfather. That is going to leave a mark.
Marcus Pitt clearly looks like he seems business tonight. He wants to take home the Super Triad Series trophy all the way back to Western Australia. Just wearing out David Storm in the audience now. Fans getting a little too close there. Don't want to do that.
Yeah, they came to see a wrestling show, not to actually be part of one of the matches.
Yeah, you're not going to stop Marcus Pitt from throwing a punch if you put your hand in the way.
Hell no.
David Storm jumping from the audience right on to Marcus Pitt.
Of course, it's one thing that this is a historic event, Evolve or Dissolve, the first ever show of Pro Wrestling Darwin. It's another to be the winner of the Super Triad Series. And the fact that the man who wins this, it's going to be heard all around Australia. Mate, whoa, look out. Marcus Pitt.
You are correct, though. There's a lot of eyes watching us. Like, for example, today, the ABC busted in the door to interview me today because I wasn't answering my phone. I'm a wrestling promoter. It's the day of the show.
Don't use that as an excuse. You don't answer your phone at the best of times.
That is true. But in saying that, because I didn't answer my phone, they just busted in for an interview, and they're interviewing the winner of the Super Triad Series tomorrow down at the waterfront here in lovely Darwin.
There's a lot of eyes on Pro Wrestling Darwin and Evolve or Dissolve, not just from the local media, but on social media. Of course, follow Pro Wrestling Darwin on all forms of social media. There's been a lot of social media buzz from the rest of Australia with keen eyes on this matchup or this show as a whole and what's going to happen. And right now, Marcus Pitt nails an F5. That's his finishing maneuver. Could this be it?
It put Gavin McGavin away earlier, but that's Giles O'Brien out for the count.
Can't have a 3 count without a referee.
Just dragging Giles O'Brien into the middle. These Darwin fans are not very empathetic with our referees here. They just seem to be laughing every time poor Giles O'Brien takes a knock.
It's a tough life being Giles O'Brien. The match could be all sewn up there. But like I said, so much on the line. Being a part of this show, being part of this historic show and to be able to be the winner. Like I said, people have shown a lot of interest all around the country, wrestling fans and wrestlers all alike as well.
I need you to get your ass off that chair.
Oh, Jesus.
You better do what you're told, man.
It's not happening.
Okay, things getting a little bit too close for my liking.
I guess he can have the chip.
Hey, look, I don't blame you for not putting up a fight or arguing.
He's done that to me before, back when I was making calls at EPW as well. So
More things change.
More for me for flying him in here, right?
Well, look.
Davis Storm, though. Ooh. Not backing up a bit, but Marcus Pitt just so powerful. And I can know because he kind of choked my throat there for a second.
Well, look, it's all fair game right now because Charles O'Brien's lifeless in the middle of that ring. Maybe someone should check on him. Whoa, what a shot.
Davis Storm now calling on the audience.
Marcus Pitt with the waist lock. He looked like he was going to attempt one of his German suplexes he's known so well for, but on the outside, do some serious damage. But right now, Storm charging in. Wow.
Just kicks him straight off that chair, and I dare say I'm a little bit happy about it, because, you know, go Davis Storm. I'm throwing out all my down the middle commentary now tonight, because I really want to see Davis Storm take this home.
Well, he just wiped out Marcus Pitt. It's definitely making strides towards that big victory, but once again, we need to do something about this referee. He's out.
Out cold. Davis Storm now climbing the ropes.
Of course, Storm now, we've seen many times before, if you're familiar with
Oh, he pushed him onto the balcony.
What?
Just trying to get him off the balcony now. Davis Storm. 1 foot on the balcony, 1 foot on the top ring post.
You ever seen anything like it?
Dives out from the sky.
Nicely done by the Godfather,
Charles O'Brien is up.
He's awake
1,
now.
2. Oh. Let's check a look at that again. If anybody can replay that dive from the balcony.
Please.
All the way. That was a big leap.
I tell you what, All-Star, I love this. My first visit to Darwin. First Pro Wrestling Darwin show. This venue, the Brownsmart Theatre, so cool.
And the fans here tonight are not letting us down at all. Davis Storm charges in the corner. Over the top he goes.
Marcus Pitt with some hard shots.
Looks like he could be going for a superplex of sorts here. Just wrenching him up any way he can.
We spoke earlier about how hard the surface is of that ring. A superplex will do just massive damage to your opponent. Storm thinking on his feet. Like when he leaped onto that balcony, of course. He's a man who's a very quick thinker.
Oh! And you would not have seen that at home, ladies and gentlemen. There is a big pillar right next to us, and Davis Storm went crashing straight into it.
That looked nasty, Brad.
The crowd now, a very familiar sound of the Storm chant anywhere he wrestles, Australia over.
I love it, Brad. Absolutely love it. But Storm going into that big pillar, that's going to be the momentum change in this matchup. I think Marcus Pitt now has seen his opening, and he's just going to go to town on the Godfather. Like I said, these guys know each other so well, and all it takes is a small opening for them to just completely turn the tides of this matchup.
Davis Storm definitely looking rattled, but Marcus Pitt just making sure that he stays on top every second. Slid back in to break the count. These guys are spending most of the match on the outside. This is a brawl, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it's all broken out. Of course, Davis Storm visually in a world of pain, and Marcus Pitt, you better believe, is going to capitalize on it.
Going up now, up those steps. up into where the fans are.
These guys are leaving nothing behind, leaving no stone unturned. These guys want so badly to get the win and be the winner of the first ever Super Triad series. And make headlines all around Australian wrestling.
Breaking the count once again is Marcus Pitt. Davis Storm getting the boot up. Oh! Oh! Right on the corner of that ring, chest first. If landing chest first into that post in front of us didn't slow Davis Storm down, that definitely will.
Yeah, things not looking good for the Godfather now. Of course, I spoke to him earlier on in the week before he made his way to the Northern Territory. He was so proud to be a part of this show, and he was so excited to take part in the Super Triad series. And of course, like we said earlier, he hasn't wrestled for a while. He's been out of the game for a while. He was keen to come burst back into the Australian wrestling scene with a win in the Super Triad series to be the victor. And Marcus Pitt.
It's so hard to call because we've seen Davis Storm come back from so many beatings and pick up a victory. But on the other side of the coin, we've seen Marcus Pitt break someone down systematically and just pick up the victory himself. So it's really hard to call a winner, and that's what makes this big fight environment we're seeing right now.
Whoa. Definitely has the big fight feel. Davis Storm, there you go, spoke earlier about him being a quick thinker. These two guys know each other so well. There's a big history between these two competitors. They've both gotten victories over each other before in the past, and whoa!
Just a big power slam too. Not enough to keep Davis Storm down.
Marcus Pitt's snap power slam is a thing of beauty. I cannot even fathom what it's like to be on the receiving end of one. And
have a look again.
Look at that. Just the velocity of it.
Him.
Man.
Marcus Pitt feeling he can really slow down now. And this is where Marcus Pitt is most effective, when he can slow the match down. And the thing is, Davis Storm has been called the Iron Man for so long because he can wrestle these long matches. Marcus Pitt's the same. He will slow down a match. He will work someone and work them over until they can't last any longer. And it should be interesting, and that's why these two guys are so well matched. That's why they've traded titles in between each other so many times. That's why they've held more EPW titles than anybody else.
Yeah, it's all about asserting your dominance and dictating the pace. Each wrestler has their own sort of way they like to go about things inside the squared circle, but to be able to dictate the pace and have it on your terms, well, then you're going to be all in charge of this matchup and be able to do things as you so please. Like you said, Marcus Pitt, it was a bit back and forth for a while, but now that he's got things on his terms, he's taking his time, and he's just going to go to work and do things his way.
And that's exactly what he's doing, wrenching in that hold now. The crowd willing Davis Storm back into this matchup.
I mean, we did speak before about how Davis Storm had quite a lengthy matchup with Gavin McGavin to open up the show. Marcus Pitt's matchup was significantly shorter. I'm not going to say that these guys aren't well conditioned. As you said, Davis Storm, well regarded as the Iron Man of Australian wrestling. Once upon a time, he's been in 60-minute matchups. But there's going to be fatigue that will get involved eventually, regardless of how well conditioned both competitors are.
Crowd solidly behind Davis Storm now as he's fighting his way back up to his feet. Off the ropes. Oh, knee to the midsection for his efforts.
Smart work by Marcus Pitt. Storm was just about to build up a head of steam, cut him off before he even got the slightest advantage.
Back to that leg that he was stomping on before, right on the end of the toes, I guess, right on the end of his boot. Just eyeing up people in the audience as he's doing it.
Well, Davis Storm, like I've said, he is somewhat of a jack of all trades in the ring, but he is a master of them all. He's quite commonly known to do springboard maneuvers, be quite quick as well. He's very explosive off the mark with some of his offense, and if Marcus Pitt just keeps working on the ankle, the foot, the leg of Davis Storm, it's going to eliminate one of those factors that is so important in his offense.
Storm now looking like he's had enough.
Oh, damn. Wow. Just echoing throughout the Brown Smart Theatre.
Very good acoustics in this building, Olsen. forearm right to the neck. Storm fires back with a chop. You can feel the intensity building up as we're going on here in this matchup.
Just such tension, both men just going shot for shot.
Look on Davis Storm's face. He is so determined, being outweighed, outpowered. These are things Davis Storm doesn't worry about because it's all about heart when it comes to Davis Storm and being a smart competitor, as you've said several times throughout this night.
It's so very true. And Davis Storm's not one to be bewildered by someone who can outmuscle him. He just has a different game plan for any type of wrestler as he charges in right now. Oh, wow!
There was a lot behind that one. The audience appreciating that running European uppercut. Davis Storm now, last time he went up to the ropes, ended up on the balcony.
It's going to happen here.
Goes for a double stomp. Pitt moves. Storm charges in.
Pitt gets out of the way of that one.
Tries to get the leg up, but Pitt catches it, turns it round.
Oh! German suplex. Release German suplex. Storm landed bad on that one. He's hurt.
Hooks the leg.
You'll notice, Brad, in that little back and forth exchange between both competitors there prior to that German suplex, these guys know each other so well. They know what each other's thinking. They've been here before.
So many reversals to every reversal. This is pro wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. We're so proud at Pro Wrestling Darwin to bring you this as our very first main event.
And what a main event it's been so far. Of course, it's all about the Super Triad series.
Going for another German suplex is Marcus Pitt. Davis Storm, though. Oh! Very, very intelligent move.
Great work there by the Godfather. Of course, it's all about the spirit of competition, the pride of being the best wrestler, and bringing it all to the Northern Territory. And, oh, we've seen this before. Things not going to be good for Davis Storm if Marcus Pitt nails another German suplex.
Lands on his feet.
Lucky for Storm.
Oh!
Oh, hey.
Oh, goodness. The audience here at Pro Wrestling Darwin are playing along with Davis Storm.
I love it. Oh!
That was so close. The eruption when Davis Storm, it was almost like it was a team effort between Davis Storm and the audience here. Whoa!
Oh, nice DDT. I love this crowd, Brad West. This is fantastic. This is what pro wrestling's all about. I love Pro Wrestling Darwin already.
It was quite amazing. One person yelled out, "Oh no, he's hurt," and then the entire side just started standing up and playing along. It was absolutely amazing. I've never seen anything like it.
It's a beautiful thing, and here comes Davis Storm. Now, speaking of beauty, oh, gets caught over the head, belly to belly.
Have a look at that again. Oh, nasty landing.
Just a beautiful display of power by Marcus Pitt. Love him or hate him, you gotta respect that. This man is a unit. This guy's a weapon, and here we go. F5! I'm calling it. This one's got to be done. He needs to capitalize right now. That F5 has finished so many competitors in the past. It has even finished Davis Storm in the past. How's this one going to go?
1, 2. This match will continue. You have to excuse me from standing up and clapping, but like I said, this man just grabbed me by the throat a little bit earlier. I'm sorry if my voice starts going.
Hey, it's your company. Do what you want. Marcus Pitt, a little bit unhappy that that wasn't it. I mean, like I said before about fatigue, these guys have been at it a long time now. Marcus Pitt couldn't make the cover as quick as he would have liked, and oh! Seen this before from Storm. Oh!
Knee lift there. Rolls him over. Jesus!
Oh. What a shot!
I'm not sure that Marcus Pitt isn't out cold on his knees. Started to move, so clearly what a tough individual he is. Clothesline.
It was almost like like on instinct, reaction, just desperation. Needed to do something with that clothesline, and it hit its mark. And he's going to go for another F5. He hits another one. That's no Storm. lucky to get out of that predicament.
Slides off the back. Davis Storm going for that again. Oh, and hits it.
Springboard enziguri like we've seen from Davis Storm in the
Eye
past.
of the Storm!
Eye of the Storm, he nails it, but he's got to capitalize. He needs to make a cover.
1, 2, and 3. Davis Storm has done it.
He has done it. The Godfather Davis Storm has created history. First ever pro wrestling Darwin show, Evolve or Dissolve. We have ourselves the first ever winner of the Super Triad Series, and it is the Godfather Davis Storm. That was one hell of a main event.
Referee Giles O'Brien lifting the arm of the first ever Super Triad Series champion Davis Storm. What a match, ladies and gentlemen.
If this is what's in store for pro wrestling Darwin, I want more.
Davis Storm now placing the trophy in the center of the ring, going eye to eye with Marcus Pitt.
What a massive matchup that was.
What are we seeing here? I hope he doesn't break that. That was very expensive. Oh, that's really nice to see. I can almost forgive him for choking me before.
It's not often Marcus Pitt will show such respect to a competitor, but this is what we've seen after everything these two have been through. Marcus Pitt knows how much this matchup and the Super Triad Series meant to both men.